All right, let's get going on the meat of the board meeting. See how long I can keep going on this ridiculous facade that they run. All right. Let's see. How do you turn it on? Turn it on. Where am I? I don't know what I'm doing. Shit. Okay.
Maybe different is kind of the COVID-19 situation that, of course, we're all facing, and some of the implications of how that's going to impact potential audit. We don't see it having a great impact on the audit, but they will be going through some additional considerations as they're looking at kind of the impacts of some of those things and how it impacts the financial of organizations to ensure that they're doing their job and informing both the public and the boards of directors on some of the impacts of how that goes. Next up, we also covered kind of a high-level highlight of the potential financial impacts from the budget perspective, both what we're experiencing now and potentially what we're going to experience in the future. That's a whole dynamic conversation that's going on right now, so not much of that is solidified and concrete because we're going to be seeing things come up over the next month or 2 months or even 90 to 180 days as we look to respond to what's going on in the market. So we're looking at various scenarios of how this is going to impact the organization and agency financially. Again, both this year, next year, and the ensuing years in regards to some of the impacts there. We also highlighted some of the funds that are coming from kind of the federal government in response to this. Being roughly probably about the 180 to 185 million over a 2-year time frame, and how we can apply that towards some of the revenues that are going to be leaving and keep more of a stable approach to the overall operations of the agency that will take care of our community. So again, some of this is going to get baked into the current budget.
This is Stovall, and he's just a rambling man. Nobody can just talk forever and say nothing like Stovall. I mean, why isn't he a politician? I mean, he's just like a politician.
Process that goes forward to the TSCC, but I want to make sure that I put the board on notice and our stakeholders and internal and external folks that this is a dynamic situation that we don't have.
What's going on? Why am I getting feedback?
Clarity that we normally have because of the current situation. We don't know when the full economy is going to open back up and how that's going to impact us and when the revenues are going to return, and that's potentially going to be in phases. So I just say all that just to kind of let everyone know that this is a dynamic situation. We continue to run the different models and scenarios, and until we have a little bit more clarity, it's going to be complex and difficult to potentially roll out, some guidance that is clear, and potentially that will lead the Finance and Audit Committee to having most likely some interim committee meetings over the next month or so to ensure that we're staying responsive to the team.
And so here we have Stovall babbling away, his usual babbling and saying.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm redoing the board. I was making comments while I was recording it, and I'm trying to, after a little while, I got up and just left and started drinking or whatever, and came back. Came back to it later to listen to it, and so this is the later. So you might hear me making comments during this too. So I know it's all confusing because I'm confused, and just the fact that I figured out how to do all of this shows that I'm not completely brain dead, because they don't make it easy to get in on this. This is a complicated process they got here.
Nothing.
Finance and Audit Committee this morning. Any questions, thoughts, or comments from the board?
Director Simmons, you were there this morning. Do you have any other comments or thoughts?
So I did sign up to talk. I downloaded the app. I could hear them. The audio was connected. They recognized me to talk, but then they said my audio wasn't connected. And I know that was not true because I downloaded the app specifically.
The whole will be meeting on a more regular basis to talk about the finances as it unfolds and as we get closer to the actual adoption of our budget date. I think there's going to be a lot of activity going on. Is that fair, Mr. General Manager?
Yeah, that is correct. We will see more over the next probably 3 weeks in particular.
Okay, good.
Are you even in fucking America?
What I just found out is we did miss one person during the public forum. So unless there's anything else on the on the Finance and Audit Committee report, I'm going to go back to our public forum and ask that Pam Treese, who's Washington County Commissioner and also head of the West Side Economic Alliance, be allowed to speak if she's ready. Pam, are you there?
I'm not going to bother with this again.
I'm not hearing Pam Treese.
Bruce, this is Kimberly. I got a note that she was unable to get in.
Yeah, just like me.
So,
no, I was in, but you didn't let me speak.
If she gets back in, let us know, all right?
All right.
All right, so let's move on. Is Director Gonzalez here yet? Don't hear him, so I think we'll pass on the Transit Equity Advisory Committee progress report, unless there's a member of the staff that wants to provide that report for Director Gonzalez this morning. Director Stoltz, do you have a comment?
I do not.
Okay. And Doug, get your hands up. Not okay. So we're going to get this WebEx down yet. All right. So with that, I'm going to turn it to the general manager for his general manager report.
This is what we want.
Mr. Kelsey.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Thank you, Mr. Board President and members of the board and the public this morning. This morning, I'm just going to cover 2 items, and the third was more of an update for you. The first one is we really do want to come back and we'll likely continue to want to talk about COVID-19 and the agency's response, the actions we're taking. And we've heard by some of the folks testifying today. Do want to talk about our frontline staff a little bit as well. I'm also going to give a quick update on our ridership. I think it'll be hopefully informative for you. So overall, in terms of COVID-19, we definitely, things are highly volatile. We're learning every single day. We thought it might have tapered off a little bit, but it has tapered down a bit. But there are still a time of a lot of dynamics going on inside the organization and outside the organization with our partners and as this thing unfolds. We are developing policies literally almost on a daily basis, or sometimes take days and weeks and months in some cases. We don't have that kind of time, but we're trying to respond.
See, here, it's on the app here.
We can, and trying to put procedures in
I
place.
can't tape this app.
Be safe and secure, still while providing essential services that.
Yeah, I don't understand what happened here, man.
Are,
Audio devices. Yep, says connected, man.
I'll give you a couple examples of this. We've just
It does say connected, man, so I don't know why they're lying to me.
Encouraging physical distances. We're working very closely with the health authorities, and I really want to call out the head of the Elliott County Health Organization, representing all 3 counties. Dr. Vine, she joined me on a recent town hall meeting.
Liars,
to ask questions from any of our staff.
So we're not getting any information
that we have here. And we really want to applaud her for helping us, making sure we're doing the right things that are appropriate for the times that we're in. So we continue very much to hitch our wagon to Dr. Vines and the OHA organization to guide us through things where, frankly, we are not experts.
What the hell? This is such garbage, man. Okay? They don't talk about anything that's important. Do you notice that? To actual people.
On a lot of topics. So anyhow, we're looking at also wearing face coverings and really encouraging our customers to wear them. We're not making it mandatory right now. A few agencies.
Yeah, but your fire inspectors don't wear them, and they walk right up on people. Yeah, great, man. Great, Kelsey. You're doing a great fucking job. You're lucky you have a board of puppets, man, because you should be bounced.
In the East have. We have not, but that's where we're following the direction of the health authorities, and we will continue to do so. We have, because of our technology challenges, we exit through the front door. We have, you may be aware, we have put stop collecting cash to create some social distancing, further social distancing between our bus operators and our customers. We're, instead of carrying approximately 50 people on a bus, we're carrying approximately 10 to 15, and the operator has a discretion. We have signs on different parts of the bus to help encourage where people should be sitting to help inform people what social distancing is. Now, that doesn't get followed all the time, but I think it's a helpful guide to everybody. Again,
he doesn't even tell fare inspectors to do social distancing. He doesn't even do that. I'm going to just let this roll, and then I'll come back later and comment.
Real professional way. Even heard a couple examples this morning of really encouraging the community that we are such a large part of, not just caring people, but caring about people. And I think you continue to see that from our frontline, amazing frontline staff. Recently, we like everybody else in this country, we have been challenged to get PPE. We have been scrambling since the start, even including making our own, if we need to, hand sanitizer. I think we've got enough supplies of that in now that we're in a pretty good state, including
What a disgrace this country is, really. It's so disgraceful. This is a failure of empire here. You know, they're busy attacking the Middle East with the troops and whatever the hell they do overseas, and we can't even get face masks here. Does anybody actually understand the severity of the situation we're in as citizens? They are fucking killing us as we speak. Okay, they are killing us. They gave trillions of dollars to their buddies, and you get a measly 1,200. Okay, all the people that are lost, 30 million people are unemployed right now. And these people in charge don't care about you. Get it through your head. Trump doesn't care about you. Biden doesn't care about you. Kelsey doesn't care about you. Brown doesn't care about you. Wheeler doesn't care about you. None of them do.
Into local distilleries who converted over to help us. Think that examples of that nature.
Fucking greed hound.
We go down the PPE list. We've had some shortages sometimes of gloves. Clearly, face masks have been a challenge.
Yeah.
And I really want to thank some of our internal staff.
Aren't you glad that you outsourced everything to China so that the fucking capitalists can make more profit by paying $1 an hour? So we don't make anything here now. Because the people that come from America, our fucking oligarchy, outsourced everything to China. And then sold the shit back to us here in America.
Who've been literally sewing in their off hours to help us. We've got relationships with the community around face masks.
Take this
and
shit.
We recently got an order of 10,000 masks in. So we think although the supply chain is highly fragile and it's been a problem for us, I think the trajectory is very much improving to making sure all of our frontline staff in particular have access to face masks. So there's a combination of ways to be, as others have referred to us, to be innovative. We're really trying to do so, and to that combined with, I've authorized $2.8 million to complete full installation of bus barriers
by July.
For all of our drivers.
By July.
Approximately 50% of our buses converted over now. But what we thought was to be the intentional purpose to help for safety around the assaults and around our bus operators. It's truly helping to be almost a supplemental barrier or mask, if you will, for our bus operators as well. So it's serving another real benefit. And I believe we are the only transit agency in the state of Oregon actually has bus barriers and is continuing to go to a full bus barrier mode. Not just for...
Well, yeah, there's no other cities in Oregon. Asshole.
But also if the COVID-19 reemerges, which some people are saying this winter again, whether it be SARS, be other things, this will be long-lasting as we're looking.
Hurry up and get this over with, man. That's why I drink. I'd rather drink myself to death.
Longer-term mitigations in that will help us for whatever comes at us in the future. And as of Monday, and I do want to just give an acknowledgement to Director Bauman for her interaction and support with an idea of about, where we've got paratransit services that have been cut back substantially to around the 85% level of reduced service. Some of those staff, we kept some extra on, and now we are actually effective just this Monday. We are now, in addition to the Meals on Wheels initiative you heard about and may have seen, we're just activating, helping to use those drivers that we're paying for right now while we can afford to, offering grocery and essential pickup item for some of our most challenged community of our paratransit. So in addition to Meals on Wheels, you'll see this has now been activated to, they can't even get out, some of our customers on the lift side of our business, to go pick up their groceries. So we're trying to help utilize what we do best to connect again with the community we serve to the degree we possibly can. For some, this is actually a life-saving resource, and I've heard a few personal stories on this, and it's I'll tell you, it's heart moving, and we're trying to do everything we possibly can to help those very important members of our community. As I've indicated, the Lyft ridership is down about 85%, and I think this is going to help us. We're not sure we'll be able to get to everybody on this home delivery service, but we're sure going to do our best.
Okay, good thing.
Again, these are a couple examples where we try to continue to innovate, to leverage the talents, the capabilities, the resources we've got based on our financial circumstances. So I do want to thank the folks that are doing the service, because they are really good at this. Not only the customer service people on Meals on Wheels, but also our folks on the Lyft side that are the service delivered by our partner, First Transit. As part of this, I also want to comment that, and I think this came up at the last board meeting, I indicated that the Division Transit project is proceeding, but it was on hold because of there's some COVID challenges on the construction with the construction company.
All right, you hear that?
That is
okay. They're still continuing the project. The only reason it stopped was because people were actually getting sick. Okay, we don't know how many people have COVID or have other flus or colds or whatever. People are getting sick. We don't know what it actually is. And personally, I have a lot of questions about everything that's going on right now. I don't trust any of this. Anything that government is telling us is probably a lie, because they lie about everything. So yeah, they're still doing division. They're still going to go ahead, and all these projects are going to keep going. I was watching the end of the part of this meeting where they were approving all the capital projects expenditures without reservation.
Now back up and running again. So Division Transit is back.
See, it's back.
With all the workers.
See, they're doing all that shit that doesn't need to be done. They're going to keep doing it
as we can, but in a safe COVID way.
Yeah, right. Fuck you.
So that's an encouraging update since the last.
Yeah, keep doing your pork.
And also the same thing is applying to the Guinea.
You do know that the capital projects is how the elites steal the tax money. You do understand that, right? That's how the elites get a hold of your tax funds. It's via capital projects. Or in the case of the military, it's of course all the contracts of the military industrial complex contractors.
An overpass that the board had approved some time ago, so they are back up, and the construction project is underway there. Part of the COVID plan is also authorized the hiring of 30 additional service workers to supplement and sustain the elevated cleaning and
about 100
procedures that we put in place. So we're transitioning to getting those workers out there in key spots and key times as well. So we really need their help. With our nightly cleaning, we've also used, we had brought in a test group of what we call foggers that actually can remove the bacteria and disinfect our buses. So we've gone from 8 to 18. I think it's 18 now, and it's usually to disinfect using hydrogen peroxide as a solution. So it's showing very encouraging results for us, and I think our staff have actually, even some of the maintenance and the union members have just said they're probably one of the best things this agency's done in many, many years. So as a helpful tool for everybody.
The best thing they've done in years.
We're continuing to innovate. We're continuing to pilot and test. And some will work better than others.
He's such a fucking used car salesman, isn't he?
The things. Another example is we've just got some ultraviolet light wands in that we're testing how we can actually disinfect in addition to the fogger units that we've got as well. So I frankly picked this one up out of China. They were doing that, so there's a solution that's
They got out of China. Maybe you shouldn't say that, given how relations are between the Chinese and the Americans.
a USA solution, which we're trying to manufacture. I think it's in Minneapolis. We just got the first ones in. I think it was just yesterday.
China, not China.
So we're continuing to learn and grow while we do this. And if we can make new applications, even for bus operators at the end of the transit center lines, or maybe they can wand down in the future. But these are things we're still working through.
God, I can't watch this.
Part of the philosophy while we go through this tumultuous time, globally, nationally, and locally, one of the philosophies for me is I'm trying to preserve as many jobs as possible during this downturn. Knowing we've reduced certain...
And we know who's going to get fired, right? It's not going to be any of the management. It's not going to be any of the executives. It's not going to be any of the project directors. It's going to be drivers. It always trickles down to the lowest of the low. All these other people get to keep their jobs. It's the same story every time. We saw it in 2008, and then we're seeing it again.
It is one of the key philosophies that I'm trying to apply against all the things we do, in addition to equity, in addition to safety, in addition to the things that
equity, safety.
I think we all
we're equitable, we're safe. We're actually none of those things. Well, I'll just keep saying it over and over, and hopefully people will believe me.
Levels, but it's also for those who we can provide employment to. You've seen a couple of examples like Meals on Wheels. You've seen another example like just today, like our Lyft home delivery services. So, but one of the principles for me is helping with employment to the degree that we financially can do.
Yeah, of course. You'll get your $350,000 a year, won't you?
The Southwest Corridor project team is hard at work.
Look.
Now reaching 30% design level.
Oh, look, they're still working on the design.
So a lot of this work.
All that useless bureaucracy going forward. There's no funding for it. There's doubtful there will be funding for it now that the shit has hit the fan. But you're going to keep going anyway.
And many of our employees now are working from home where their circumstances allow.
Right. Why do you need to come to work if you're one of those engineer design guys? Why bother? You can stay home and get your fucking $150,000 a year just staying home and doing working a little bit here and there.
We've got to keep the long term going while we're trying to manage the short term. So it's a very...
No, you don't, motherfucker. You need to stop the capital projects. All that money needs to go into service. But no, that's not going to happen, is it? Because this is America. And the elite control the whole ball of wax, and the rest of us suffer.
But the stars of the show clearly are not only our internal employees, and I really want to give a call out to our training department. They are doing a significant
what the fuck are they doing?
To try and keep our skills updated.
Why don't they fucking get back behind the wheel, okay? Everybody that can get behind the wheel and drive in public service needs to be behind the wheel. I can't listen to much more. You know, that's why I don't want to watch these meetings, because all they do is make me drink and get me pissed, because it reminds me of, oh, here comes my brother. It reminds me of all the bullshit we put up with every day.
To help our frontline operators, our training staff, our maintenance, our mechanics, etc. So I really want to call out the training staff in addition to IT that we've spoken about before.
IT, oh yeah, IT's important.
But I can't. We all know the stars of the show, though, are our frontline.
Yeah, right. Okay, you don't give them any extra money. You don't give them any extra protection.
Your general manager here, this is an anxious time. It's an emotional time. It's a scary time. And I don't think anyone's exempt for this. And we are...
All right, I got to cut it. I can't take any more of his bullshit right now. I have to cut it off right here. I'm tired.